Hi, new sixth graders. My name is Mr. Plog, and I am going to be your social studies teacher for your sixth grade school year. And the way that we're starting off this first video is we're going to kind of get things settled in for what you can expect on a daily basis when you're online, whether you're in hybrid and it's your day off, or if you're a student that's a full-time distance learner. So today we have a little guest with us, and she's sitting right here with me. Hopefully you'll get to see her quite a bit throughout the course of the year. But this is my dog, Layla. She's an Australian cattle dog, which is a really weird breed. And as you can see, she's a little bit camera shy, but I've had a little bit of a cheat to get her to sit here with me for a little while. So before we get started with what we're going to do here, I just quickly want to go into Google Classroom and show you what we should be taking care of every day before we start our lessons. So I am just going to quickly share my screen, and we are going to move over to a Google Classroom page. So now, if you were to go into my class, which you should have already done, otherwise why would you be here? First thing we're going to do is go over to classwork. Now, just remember, my classwork page is going to look a little bit different than yours because I'm going to put stuff in here that's scheduled to get released at a later time, okay? No more treats. Now, we're going to scroll down to your first day, which it's Tuesday, September 8th. And the first thing I want you to notice is that every day you are going to have a posted warm-up and what we call an exit ticket. And we'll get back to that later, but think of an exit ticket as the thing that you're going to do to finish off your social studies work every single day. And that'll be the same for language arts and science as well. Okay, so if you looked at this right here, your warm-up question was to pick 5 words that describe you as a person. And after that, I'd like you to pick one of those words only and use that and try to tell me, why did you pick that word to describe yourself? Okay, so if you haven't done that already, why don't you pause the video and go back, take care of this, and then come on back. These are only going to be graded if you complete them, but for these first ones, we're just trying to get everybody in there. So if you forget, it's okay. We're not going to start worrying about that till later on in the week. All right. Now, before we can get into anything about, you learning about what I teach and the stuff that we're going to do throughout the course of the year, I think it's only fair that you get to know a little bit about who I am as a person first. So once again, my name is Mr. Plog. It's really easy to remember the spelling. Some people have a hard time with the pronunciation at first, but think of it as that P sound in front of the word log, plog. Pretty easy, right? And I teach both social studies and a class that's called Trivium here at this school, but because of COVID-19, we're actually not going to have that class this year. So you're just going to have me for social studies. All right, so a bit about me when I was young and the beginning of my life. So I was born in 1993, and I was raised in a little town called Green Bay, Wisconsin. You might have heard of it. It's a place where the Green Bay Packers come from. And yeah, I am a huge Packer fan. I try not to let it mess with our day-to-day here at school, but it's just a fact, and you deserve to know that. So I went to a smaller high school just a little south. So if you take a look at my cursor, Green Bay's here. I grew up probably right about here. And I graduated from there in 2012. That's our high school mascot. And I was actually voted the class clown, which people that get to know me at school are usually generally pretty surprised about that. But it is true. This is me when I was probably about 16 or 17 years old. You can see it's almost like my hair magically went from here down onto my face. But yep, that was actually me when I was in my high school days, maybe even late middle school, honestly. I'd have to check with that. When I was in school, and I'm still pretty passionate about all of these, I played football, I was on the golf team, and I did a little bit of bowling. And I had lived in the exact same house my entire life until I moved to college, which a lot of people can't say that. You've never moved either, have you? You're not going to nod for my students? Okay. Stubborn. All right, so when I went to college, I went to the University of Wisconsin, Eau Claire, which is like, if you go back to this map, it's right about halfway between where we are here in Minneapolis and Green Bay, probably somewhere right around there. Majored in political science and history, which is why I wanted to teach. And while I was there, I worked as a forklift driver, which paid the bills, and it was at a place called Menards. You've probably seen a lot of those businesses around here. I worked at what's called a distribution center. So we had all the stuff inside this huge warehouse, and then we ship it out to the stores where you can buy it. All right, and I met my girlfriend, fiance now, on Halloween of 2015. All right, so I eventually ended up moving to Minnesota, obviously, and that was in May of 2017. We moved right across the street from the Best Buy headquarters, which, if you can figure that out with you moving to this school now, that's really, really close to where we are right now. It's only a couple blocks away. And my fiance, Brittany, is from Farmington. Now, if you know what that word means, fiance means that we're actually planning on getting married pretty soon. We'll probably be doing that next year. For my summer jobs, I usually work at golf courses because then you get free golf, and it's a really nice way to spend a lot of time outside. And we adopted our dog, this one, Layla, on June 10th of 2017. So it was right after we moved here. This is a golf course that I first worked at when I moved here. And this is Layla when she was a little bit of an older puppy. She's a little bit older now. And this is me and my fiance, Brittany, when we were eating, I believe, at the Red Cow restaurant, which is in Minneapolis. I started as an educational assistant here, and this will be my third year now working as a 6th grade social studies teacher. And this is a shot of my all-time favorite historical figure. I'll give you a hint. If you go all the way back to the beginning, it said Mr. Plog the Great. This guy is known as the Great as well, but we'll talk about him tomorrow. Okay, so sometimes I've been told that I talk too much. Well, maybe not too much, but quite a bit. Okay, and I try to do my best with that. For talking about history, I think it works out really good. But with videos, I'm going to try and keep them as short as we possibly can, okay, so that you have time to get your work done. I love relevant questions, okay, especially for those of you that are online. We're going to go through this later on in the week. I would like you to email me those questions, whether it's about history in general or your homework, and I want to get back to you as soon as I can, because questions mean that you want to learn, and that's what we want, okay? Now, I'm a huge history nerd. It's just who I am. And sometimes I'll get a little over the top about telling historical stories. Hopefully you find that interesting and that it doesn't freak you out. But that's just who I am. So hopefully you'll appreciate that and it'll help you enjoy the class. I do talk about my family a lot. It's just a part of who I am. I'd say they're the most important people and canines in the world to me. So if I do that too much, I'll apologize up front, but it is a way that I can tell stories that are relatable, and yeah, they're important to me. So I'm going to talk about them. So that is all that we're doing for today in our video. Just to wrap up though, I do want to go back to our internet browser on the Google Classroom and just look at what we would do on a daily basis. So now that you're done with watching the video, the next thing you want to do is move over to out. Just try to take her treat. We would go to the exit ticket here, and you would read it and then answer it and submit it. So today, here's the question. Today, you got to learn a little bit about Mr. Plog and his family. Here's the question. Which of the following describes him best? And it is going to give you 4 options that you'll see here. You'll have to pick one and then submit that answer. It's a multiple choice question. Okay, remember, this isn't graded. We're just trying to get people used to this because pretty soon they will be. All right. Well, I'm sure I've talked to my quota here. Have yourselves a wonderful day. I can't wait to read all the submissions that you talked about yourself so that I can get to know you too. And hopefully you're as excited as I am to get this school year started, because I think it's going to be a unique one and a really, really awesome one. So have yourselves a good night, good day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye now.